Hey everybody, Real Estate Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. Got two great stories and they are about foreclosures. They are spiking right now. And I am going to put a discount link to the real estate crash course, how you can prepare to take advantage of everything that's going on. These two stories are awesome. Guys, also to everybody that bought the real estate crash course, I have now uploaded a new lesson. Remember guys, I'm gonna keep adding lessons every once in a while as I see fit, as I can teach you more and more about how to prepare for this crash. Remember, in 2006, I sold all my homes except for 3, and warned everybody about that crash. Nobody listened. But anyway, point being is if anyone would have listened, they would have been able to take tons of advantage, take all the equity out of those rentals that they had, flip them about 3 years later, and it was amazing. But check this out. I digress. Two stories. The first one's about Florida, then the other one's about the nation. This one, out of 12 News, Florida sees highest home foreclosures amid pandemic backlog. It says out of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, with the cost of living on the rise, foreclosure filings are up across the nation, especially here in the Sunshine State. In the month of May, Florida had the most home foreclosures in the county, according to Adam Data. Florida had nearly 3,000 home foreclosures in May, which is a significant increase from the previous month and year. It says here, nationwide, more than 35,000 Americans were unable to make their payments in May. However, realtors and brokers believe COVID-19 is to blame for the uptick. The reason that you're seeing more is there's a backlog of some of it is from the pandemic, where there weren't able to foreclose on people. So some of that now is catching up, explained Jeff Lichtenstein of Echo Fine Properties. Jeff goes on to say, the people that were dependent on the government incentives are now realizing that those have dried up. It's not forever, and they have to deal with today's real financial problems. The increase in foreclosures is nothing to be overly concerned about right now. That's why you're preparing. That's why you're getting ready. You're getting the education that you need, saving money, getting out of debt, and getting ready. Because trust me, people are going to be worrying about it, and it starts around the fall. It's not when you're going to start buying, because I believe you're going to see well over 8% mortgages, probably double-digit mortgages by this time next year. And trust me, that's going to cause an even greater crash. But when they say you shouldn't be concerned about it right now, that's them not trying to alarm you and trying to always be right. But I'm telling you right now, this is the time to be preparing. This is the time to be concerned. It says, as we are nowhere near the volume of the 2008 housing crisis. In addition, the unemployment rate is minuscule compared to them. Now, I teach us in the course how to literally see ahead based on today's news and events, what the Federal Reserve is doing or not doing with rates or monetary policy, how you know you're in a crash. We are in a crash. We were in a housing crash in 2005. By 2006, they said nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. They totally lied to you. They're dead wrong. Then by 2008, that's when the barrel just fell over. And that's why you want to get prepared now. Let's dive on to the next story. All right, here. Foreclosures. And guys, remember, if you have the real estate course, you're in. I keep adding lessons, and I just released another lesson tonight. Foreclosures are spiking. How bad of an omen is this for the 2023 housing market? About 1 in every 4,000 homes had a foreclosure filing in May, according to a recent report from real estate data firm Adam. Foreclosure filings shot up 7% from April and were up 14% year over year. Those are big numbers. When we start seeing double-digit numbers, that's when you need to start paying attention. This might cause folks to draw uncomfortable parallels with the Great Recession, especially as home prices have been falling as buyers have been backing away from the housing market. Now, again, I want to remind you, this story is from Realtor.com. Okay, this isn't an independent. This is from Realtor.com. So you know when Realtor.com, Zillow, and them are putting out information that would be detrimental to their own industry, it's serious. All right, just want to say that. It says, however, many of these filings are a result of the federal moratorium suspending foreclosures during the worst of the COVID-19 pandemic when millions of Americans were out of work. So there you're being essentially deceived because, yes, in fact, it was about the moratorium, but the fact are these people are still not paying. So now that they have to pay, they're going into foreclosure. They don't want to go into foreclosure, but the reason why they're going into foreclosure is because they didn't pay. Regardless if they had to or not, they didn't pay. And it's because they can't pay, because inflation has gotten the better of them. They probably partied like it was 1999, blew money, went on trips thinking everything was going to be fine, that this was going to last forever, and then it didn't. The fact of the matter is your neighbor right next to you may very well be in pre-foreclosure right now and will not tell you. Why? Because they're embarrassed, they're ashamed. And this exact same thing happened to my friends, people that I worked with that I knew in the industry when I was flipping tons of homes in the early 2000s, and I was telling people to run for the hills. They ironically got jealous of me or angry at me, saying that I was jealous of them. And they had no idea how many homes I owned, actually. It probably would have been a lot different story if they would have known how many homes I owned, because then they would have thought that I knew something about what I was talking about. It says here, while the federal moratorium ended in 2021, many states extended it. Now, homeowners who have been late on their mortgage payments for the past few years are being served with foreclosure notices. Throughout the country, nearly 35,000 properties were under threat of foreclosure. Adam looked at data from more than 3,000 countries, making up more than 99% of the country's population, to come up with its findings. Foreclosure filings included default, pending legal actions, actions, trustee sales, and foreclosure sale notices. Bank-owned properties were also included. A lot of people just can't afford the house they're in, said Paul Urich, a bankruptcy attorney who handles foreclosures in Orlando, Florida. Everything's become so expensive, and there are a lot of these folks who are trapped in variable rate mortgages. A lot of people don't think those exist, but they really do. There are a lot of people with variables back when they were like literally 3%, 2%, and now they are in serious trouble. Their payments keep going up and up. Then we have the issue with homeowners insurance, where every time we get a storm, the insurance companies either cancel or raise prices. On top of that, remember, as home prices go up, counties and cities are reassessing your property taxes. Those are going up as well. Can't you see now why I'm saying it's time to get ready now? Adjustable variable rate mortgages can result in much higher monthly payments down the line if mortgage interest rates go up. Mortgage rates have more than doubled over the past 2 years, from below 3% just 2 years ago, nearly 7% today for 30-year fixed rate loans, according to Freddie Mac data. Guys, it's getting worse and worse, and you need to be prepared. Look, this is what I'm going to do. I said that I've already released a new lesson. Because you made it to the end of this video, I'm going to put out just a handful of coupon codes that actually give you 80% off of the real estate crash course. Don't tell anybody, but no, I'm just going to do it for a handful because a lot of people missed out on the first pre-release discount. And you know what? I'm going to throw out a handful of them. Why? Because I'm feeling crazy and I'm getting excited because I've been talking about these foreclosures. They're now coming. It's hitting the news. I'm pumped, and I want to see you have all the information you need to crush it. And since you made it to the end, I'm going to put that link. Once they're gone, they're gone. And literally only going to put it in today's video because I'm just curious how many people watched it to the very end. All right, guys, that being said, I thank you so much for watching. The Real Estate Ninja is out.